Hi, I'm Walter with Specialized Marketing. Today I'm going to spend some time going over my 3 favorite ovens by TurboChef. The i3 oven, which is part of the i series, the Sota, which is also part of the i series, and the HHB, which we affectionately refer to here as the secret weapon. We're going to talk about TurboChef's i3 oven, which I would have to say is the most versatile oven in the TurboChef lineup. What I love about this oven is the versatility. The fact that I have independently controlled air coming from both the top and the bottom. I can create just about any cook that I'm looking for. Whether I'm trying to create a broil, where I can bring lots of air from the top, or whether I'm trying to crisp a pizza, where I can bring independently controlled air from the bottom. The other thing that this oven has is microwave as an assist in cooking. It helps out when doing frozen products. Because the magnetrons are located in the upper portion of the oven, I can actually cook with metal pans. This is a 13 by 18 sheet, great for small batches, easily fits in the oven. We can also fit up to a 14-inch pizza, and we can locate that right on the rack. The Sota is also part of TurboChef's i series. It's very similar to the i3, but it has a much smaller cavity. The main idea of the Sota is to be able to cook individual items exactly the way that you want them. The other beauty of the Sota oven is the fact that it only takes up 16 inches of space. This is TurboChef's HHB2 oven. This is the one we refer to as the secret weapon. There's nothing else like this oven. We have air coming from both the top and the bottom of this oven. We also have a rack that oscillates back and forth, giving you an even bake. We can accommodate up to a 13 by 18 sheet pan in here and up to a 16-inch pizza. Now, let's take a more detailed look at each individual oven. We're going to talk about TurboChef's Sota oven. The Sota oven is part of TurboChef's i series. One of the beauties of this oven is it's 16 inches wide, so it doesn't use a lot of counter space. It's perfect for an operation who needs just a small amount of food service, or a facility that wants to have ovens next to each other and doesn't want them to take up a lot of space. One of the great things about this oven is how potent it is and how great its performance is. The oven is part of the i series, but in a smaller cavity. But the power on this oven is exceptional. We're going to cook a couple of different items today. First thing I have in here is I have some pasta. This is actually mac and cheese. And I have a small portion and I have a larger portion. Why don't we do the larger portion today? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of shredded cheese on top of here. Finish it off. And the pasta's been cooked off and I put a cheese sauce on it. Now I'm just going to put some shredded cheese on. Our cook time on here, I believe, is going to be 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'm going to go into entree, and I have both a pasta small and a pasta large setting. I'm going to do this on the pasta large setting. I'm cooking in a glass dish, and it's about a 10-inch round. Isn't that great? I absolutely love how baked pasta can be. The mac and cheese works great. We can do all different types of pasta. It also works fantastic for retherming lasagna. The next product we're going to do is a sub sandwich. I'm cooking this on a Teflon mat, and I have a turkey and bacon sub, which is a specialty of the test kitchen here. I'm going to go into sandwich and into sub 1. And if you look at the size of the tray, we could easily fit a second sub on here. The sub 1 setting cooks for 25 seconds. If you notice, the light serves as a countdown timer for the oven. Check that out. Beautiful sub in 25 seconds. What I like about the subs is the bread turns out like it's fresh bakery bread, and it heats the inside of the sandwich perfectly. Isn't that excellent? Now I'm going to move on to the ribs. This is a half rack of a pre-cooked rib. So it's refrigerated and ready to go. I'm going to go into meat, and I have a setting for ribs right here. This is going to cook for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, our ribs are finished. Don't they look great? The great thing about the ribs is the finish on the ribs is fantastic. And we've also driven heat into the bone. So after these are served, the bone isn't going to pull heat back out of the meat. It's absolutely a fantastic rib. These are truly fall off the bone ribs. Next, we're going to move on to the frozen pizza. I have a 9-inch frozen pizza right here. And not only can we do frozen pizzas in the oven, we can actually do raw dough pizzas as well. On the pizzas, I cook them directly on the rack in the oven. This is a sausage and pepperoni pizza. Check out how nice that turned out. What's great is it's not only the top that's going to turn out like this, the bottom's going to turn out just as well. And the reason we can do that is we have independently controlled air from both the top and the bottom. So I can hit this pizza with a reasonable amount of air on the top, enough to give it the color that we like, but I can hit it with a lot of air on the bottom to give it the crispiness that we're looking at. Let's take a look. Cut this pizza up right now. We'll take a closer look. I love how that crust turns out. The Sota is a beautiful oven and can be used in the front of the house at just about any operation. One of the other neat things that TurboChef can do is they can powder coat this in just about any color. If you want to match this to your decor, if you wanted to do this in a powder coated blue, or you wanted it to match your sports team, we can do that. This is the i3. We consider the i3 the most versatile oven in the TurboChef line. Again, i3, this is part of the i-series. I-series, independently controlled air from both the top and the bottom. Meaning that if we want to get a lot of air from the bottom to do like a pizza, we can do that. Or if we want to broil scallops and get a lot of air from the top, we can set up the settings so we can get just that. We call this the most versatile oven because there really isn't anything that we can't cook in there. The only limitation would be the actual physical size of the oven. This oven will accommodate up to a 13 by 18 sheet pan and up to a 14-inch pizza. Anything smaller than that will fit in here. The other unique thing about this oven is it has the air. It also has 2 top-launched magnetrons. The magnetrons allow this thing to cook through frozen food better and to cook some proteins faster. Today we're going to cook a couple of different things. The first thing I have going in here is going to be some Reubens. Okay, so I'm just getting these Reubens ready to go. And we're going to do these Reubens open-faced on a 13 by 18 sheet pan. Okay, these are ready to go. So I have 4 of them on there. So here we are, a minute 45 seconds later. I love the way the corned beef gets a little bit of crisp on the outside, so does the kraut. What we'll do is we'll assemble these now. Isn't that great? A perfect Reuben in a minute and 45 seconds. Now we're going to do one of my personal favorites. This is fresh cod panko breading. This is going to take 3 minutes and 15 seconds. The fish cooks perfectly with very little shrink. One thing that you'll notice is we get a lot of real nice color on the panko breading. Let me just take a quick temperature on these. Perfect. What I really like is the way the fish flakes and finishes perfectly. Next we have a frozen ovenable chicken tender product. This is a product that can be difficult to cook because there is a freeze in it. This is a product that is normally deep fried. We can cook this thing in the i3 and get a product that turns out just as nice, lower calorie, healthier, and cooks in a quicker time. Look at those chicken tenders. Nice and crispy. These cooked in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Beautiful, quick, crisp exterior. Very juicy on the interior. The last product we're going to do in the i3 today is some Pillsbury Grands biscuits. It's amazing how this oven finishes these. We've been operating this oven at 500 degrees today, which normally is too high for baking, but with this product, it works out really well. Okay, here are our biscuits. Perfectly cooked in 2 minutes and 35 seconds. I love how evenly the i3 cooks. I love how moist the biscuits turn out. Okay, so this is the array of food that we did in the i3 today. Again, what I'd say about the i3 is it is the single most versatile oven in the TurboChef product line. It does a great job at doing everything. This oven's really been a game changer for us. On the control, We can put up to 200 different recipes in there in 20 different categories. I also wanted to mention that the i3 does have a big brother. This is the i5. Pretty much the same oven as the i3, except it accommodates bigger pans and has a bigger oven cabinet. We can get a 12 by 20 steam table pan in here up to 6 inches deep in this oven. We can also do a turkey up to about 16 pounds in this oven. This is TurboChef's High H Batch 2 oven or HHV2 oven. We affectionately refer to this oven as the secret weapon. We think this is just a fantastic oven. One of the interesting things is this is the most inexpensive oven in the TurboChef lineup. It does some amazing things and there's nothing else like this. The oven interior has air for both the top and the bottom. There's also a rack in here that oscillates back and forth. You can see that rack right here. This oven will accommodate up to a 16-inch pizza and up to a 13 by 18 sheet pan. The TurboChef ovens offer the ability to use dual temperatures. How the dual temperature works well in operation is we have a number of customers who use this thing to bake things off in the morning. Cookies, scones, muffins, things like that. And they'll operate the oven at about 350 or 375 degrees. Then when they go into food service operation for lunchtime, they'll go up to 450, 475, or 500. So we're going to bake off some cookies. Now, the ovens don't offer the supersonic speed with baking that they do for food service items, but they do speed things up and give us great consistency. I'm going to cook off these cookies. These would normally take about 12 to 13 minutes in a normal oven. We're going to do these in 9.5 minutes. Here are our cookies. 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Beautiful chocolate chip cookies. Okay, the cookies have had time to cool now, and they've turned out perfect. HHV2 does a great job on frozen appetizer products, things that you normally do in a deep fryer. Here we're going to do some waffle fries, and I love how crispy and nice these turn out. Perfect, nice and crispy fries coming out of the HHV oven. The next item we're going to do in the HHV2 oven would be a raw dough 16-inch pizza. This is the raw dough that I worked with just a little while ago. Tossed it and topped it. The other interesting thing about this pizza is I actually used raw sausage on here just to show that we could cook this in a very quick time. We're going to cook this pizza for 3 minutes and 45 seconds. And I'll tell you, we can get pizzeria quality with this oven. Just love the way this oven cooks. Here's our 16-inch raw dough pizza. Look how beautiful that thing turned out. The crust, because of the oscillating rack, turns out perfectly even and crispy. You can hear the crispness of the pizza when I cut that. The next item we're going to do is some roasted veggies. You know, in these ovens we can make the vegetables look as if they were steamed. But one of the things that people really like to see is us make the veggies look as if they were grilled. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to hit this thing with all the air that we have in the HHV. We're going to cook these veggies in 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Okay, our veggies are ready to go. Check out how nice those veggies look. If any of you have ever tried charbroiling veggies before, you know how much work and time and effort is involved. Look at how we get the crispy brown finish on the vegetables. And these are cooked to a perfect al dente. Products over here are what we did in the HHB oven. We did the roasted veggies, we did the cookies at a lower temperature, we did the French fries, and we did the raw dough pizza. This oven is just absolutely amazing. We have air coming from both the top and the bottom. There is no microwave component to the HHB2. It's still an absolutely amazing oven. Thanks for taking the time today to watch our TurboChef video. We hope it piqued your interest in the speed, quality, and consistency that the TurboChef ovens can offer. If you want to take your interest to the next level, contact us and we can set up a demonstration at our test kitchen in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for specialized marketing, or at the TurboChef corporate test kitchen in Dallas, Texas. Thanks again.